So I'm here now with Bez and Fru. It's the 5th day of the bedding. How's it going? How are you off for bed sores and stuff like that? You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. A few bed sores beginning to emerge, but other than that, it's all good.
Who have you had down? Who's come and seen you?
Well, we've had loads of different people, mostly because the issues what we're dealing with. We've been bringing various experts who are knowledgeable in the field to deliver the message. So we've had a cross-selection of people. We've got Mr. McGee coming in later as well.
Excellent.
Yeah. And Rowetta's been on and that, but mostly it's about because it's such a serious issue what we're dealing with, and we need to get this information out there. We've been inviting the people who are affected, by what's going on, and people who've actually been working long and hard in exposing what's going on in the fracking industry.
I noticed the Zane poster up here, the truth about Zane, which everyone can look up on the internet. Tell us about that. What's all that about?
Well, Zane's story was he got in the floods 12 months ago. He had a house next to the Thames, and with the flooding, their house cellar got flooded with water. And unbeknownst to them, the environmental agency didn't let them know when they bought the house 12 months previously that the land what the house was on was used as an ammunition testing ground back in World War II, and later for dumping toxic waste. So when the floods came, it's obviously disturbed all this stuff what's hidden under the ground, and the actual fumes from the gas, which is the nerve gas what they used in the gas chambers in World War II, actually came up through the house. It actually kills Zane. And
Zyklon B. Zyklon B.
Yeah, that's the gas. I'm glad you remember. I'm not so clever, not as clever as you sometimes, Gary, mate. But it was, yeah. And it's absolutely disabled his father, who's lost the use of his legs. Now, Zane, 12 months later, still has not got his death certificate, and the reason being they won't give the death certificate because they don't want to say what it is, what's killed him. They're trying to say he died from carbon monoxide poisoning.
So this is an absolute national scandal. This is a kid in Chertsey. Had just the unfortunate misfortune to be living in a house that had been used in this way decades before.
Yeah. And like I say, you pay the environmental agency to run these checks for you, you know what I mean? That's what they're supposed to do, and they're supposed to advise you and let you know what the land's being used for, and you can make an informed decision. And there is actually preventive measures they could have taken if they'd known. If they wanted to still live there, they could have lined the house so that this gas could never have seeped through into their living areas. And the fact that it's been swept under the carpet it is a national scandal. And what you can do is you can actually support saying there's a petition. They need 100,000 signatures on it to try and get them some sort of justice. And they're not really looking for justice. His parents are they're so like, I can't believe, because if I've got a son the same age, and my reaction would be I would want to go out there and kill everyone, you know what I mean? But the way they do, they just don't want to see that happen to any other child, and you just got to take your hats off to him for the way they go about doing what they're doing. They're not looking for revenge. They're not looking for, you know what I mean? They just want to make sure that it never happens again for another family, which is really commendable, really. And
Absolutely.
We've got to show the support we can.
Bez, you're running up in Salford Eccles.
Salford Eccles, yeah.
Against the Labour incumbent and the various other national parties.
Yeah.
What sort of response are you getting on the streets?
Well, it's been quite incredible, really, because, like I say, we've got 75 years of Labour to contend with in Manchester. We're a big Labour town. But unfortunately, for the working people of Salford, which we are, we're mostly a working class area, they no longer represent the views of the working people. They're not a socialist party anymore. When they became New Labour with Tony Blair, they decided long ago to abandon their core support of people to become this like corporate backing.
A mirror image of the Tory party.
Yeah, basically, but slightly left. You know what I mean?
Well, John Lennon used to say there's an inch of difference, isn't it? But in that inch we live. I don't think it's an inch anymore.
No, it's not. There's not. It did because basically the Labour Party in 2002 with Gordon Brown, who for me is what. He is the biggest enemy of the country I know of, because he introduced TTIP. I don't know if you remember the outrage at the time when he first signed this deal. People say, "Oh, what he's done to the position, what he's put the Queen in, she's got to sign up." And there's a massive outpouring of outrage over it. And slowly but surely over the years it's been forgotten. Other MPs have taken their place, and it's been like slowly forgotten. But luckily, like people like myself and others are more aware than the government like us to be, because they like to think of us as the bewildered herd, but we ain't that bewildered no more.
Do you think there's actually room in this country, or possibility in this country, for a genuine alternative left-wing party to emerge?
Well, there's got to be. At the moment, it's the Green Party, and I could have joined the Green Party. The Green Party wanted me to go with him, but for me, it's I'm not prepared to work with the banking system no more, and because the banking system have caused all our problems, because they do fund all the wars around the world. We need to address it, and this banking system is in private hands. So these people are the unelected leaders of the world, taking all the major decision making for us, and they don't want us part of that system. And they're talking about a collective responsibility for, because that's what they say. We're all responsible for this debt, what was being caused by these mega rich bankers, you know what I mean? And what you've lot have got to do, you lot have got to get poorer, paying hard, putting it right. And whilst we continue to get richer and richer, and laugh at you lot suffering at the bottom there, trying to pay our debt off for us. You know what I mean? They must be laughing their heads off, you know what I mean? At it. So, yeah. So I'm not prepared to work with the banking system as it is.
I think it was the 1983, I might be wrong in the year, but I think it was 83 Labour Manifesto, Michael Foot's one, which was described as the longest suicide note in history by the papers. But that actually included in that things like regulation of the banking system, regulation of the press, etc., etc. In some ways, that doesn't seem such a bad thing now, does it?
No, well, with foresight, you know what I mean? We could have prevented this, but unfortunately, because we have been bewildered for so long, and it's taken this amount of time to catch up with what's actually going on. But it's not too late. We got to like the end of May to try and do something about it. And tonight, we're hoping that with the new revelations, what we're going to bring to the table will blow it right out the water, what the fracking issue is really all about. And we can bring this industry to an end, and maybe bring people who are responsible to the courts, because up to now they're getting away with, as far as I'm to say, they're behaving like criminals, getting away with all sorts and being completely unchallenged and above the law. Because the people of Britain, we have got a sort of a constitution, which is the Magna Carta. And the Magna Carta clearly states that no sovereign is allowed to surrender any sovereignty unless we've been defeated in war. So unless our government comes clean with us and tell us the truth about World War II and that we didn't really win it, and this takeover, what's going on is but I don't think they want to come out and tell us the truth on anything really, and the truth is always hidden from the bigger populace.
Would it have been a better world if we hadn't fought that war?
Well, the war was fought and backed by corporations. It's now been proven that the American corporates financed the German campaign. That's there for everybody to see. It's even been in the Daily Mirror that the fact that they did support it. And there was a deal signed in 1945 for the end of the war, and it was a financial deal for the corporations to take over. So that war was fought for the corporate domination to take over and put us in the positions that we're in now. And this is the next phase of their plans, what they're putting into place. And the fact that we do it, and we're not stupid, like I'm from Salford, I'm supposed to be uneducated. They don't want people like us being involved in the political system. But unfortunately, we're not as thick and arrogant and stupid as they like us to be, you know what I mean? Because I was fortunate enough to be about, during the 70s when Margaret Thatcher would join the miners' strikes and all that. She declared then that she's going to bring back the class system and the de-education of the working classes. And that policy has been in place ever since. And
who was it that got rid of the grammar schools, though? That was the Labour Party, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember that now, but I remember the grammar schools ending because my first year of high school, I went to one of these old grammar schools what had been turned into like a comprehensive high school, you know what I mean?
I think they got rid of the grammar schools because they were making too many working class people rise up.
Yeah,
it was giving too many opportunities to people with a bit of brains to get out of the back streets and make a difference.
Yeah, well, possibly so, yeah, because like you say, they'd rather see us be as the uneducated mass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But are you going to stand? Are you going to be running at all?
Oh, no, I'm not going to be running, but I'm going to be supporting Bez.
On May the 7th?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, of course.
Bez, thanks for your time. Thank you very much.
Nice one, Gary.
Cheers.
Thanks again, mate.
Thank you.
Thank you.